Okay, so good afternoon. This is my 1971 Jeep CJ6. It's all original drivetrain. It's a Dauntless 225 engine. That's a odd-fire V6. It was the high horsepower engine at the time. Very torquey, heavy flywheel, so drop it in first gear and it'll take off by itself. It's a 3-speed T14 transmission, Dana 27 front axle, and Dana 44 in the rear. Done a lot of body work on it already. Replaced the rear floor pan all the way from the rear valance all the way forward to the front seam right up here. You see the seam there all the way across. The floor pan in the middle is fine. There's a little bit of surface rust underneath, but no issues there. Also replaced both floor pans, driver side and passenger side. Those have all been welded in with new sheet metal underneath. You can see there, and then once I completed that, I bought a new front carpet kit, which I don't think it ever had carpet in it, but anyway, just a little bit easier on sound, etc. Here's from the left side. It's got a rear dual jerry can holder along with the spare tire. I put that in from a donor vehicle. Left side. So both sides underneath the door panel were replaced based on that A-frame. That's a common rust area. So when I replaced the floor pans, I replaced this area in here as well. Let me see if I can get a camera shot of it. Replaced this area in here as well, because that's usually rusted through on old CJs like this. So this whole area here, all the way back to this seam here is all new as well, and that was all welded in. I mentioned one bad, I wouldn't say bad spot, but it's it was fiberglass filled right here. That's the only place that I haven't gotten to. It was fiberglass in the rear side, but that's a seam where this step up back here, where that goes up here, that's that seam right there. For the, let's see, open up the engine. I'll tilt the hood all the way back. Again, it's a Dauntless 225 V6. It's got a Holley 2-barrel carburetor. I replaced all the wiring in it years ago, just because it was all corroded and rotted. So just did everything myself, and because these are very simple engines, very simple vehicles, everything's inline fuse. There's no fuse block or anything like that. Put a new alternator in it, let's see, a little less than a year ago. Actually right at probably a year ago. So no issues there. It's charging battery fine. I'll go ahead and start it up here in a second. Let's see, it does have a dual electric fan. I replaced the mechanical fan with the electrical fan just in case it went any water crossings or anything like that, which I haven't done, but it was just for kind of safety purposes. Replaced the marker lights recently. It's got, looking at the tires now, they're 31-10-50 R15 Pro Comp Extreme All-Terrains. They only got a few hundred miles on it in the last few years. I got those, several years ago, but as little as I drive it, less than probably 100 or 200 miles a year, they're still in very good shape. Okay, go ahead and start it up. Oh, kind of a slow start there. It's cold out this morning. It's like 35 degrees, but runs very smoothly. It's like I said, it's a Dauntless 225. It's an odd-fire V6. It's got a very unique sound to it. It sounds a lot like a V8. Very torquey. I replaced the exhaust system a few years back. It was a true duals out each side. Back to cherry bombs, and it was just loud and cackling. So when it went to a Y pipe and back to a single muffler, it still sounds really good. All the lights work on it and everything. There's a few things that I've not gotten around to doing just based on need. I don't ride it in the winter or anything like that, so it usually just sits during the winter time. So I haven't done anything with the heater. The fan's all there, the switches are all there, I just have never done anything with it. Also, the windshield wipers, I've got all the pieces and parts for it. I just never drive it when it's wet, so haven't need to do that. I've also got the windshield wiper motor, just never replaced it. So windshield wiper motors right here, I just haven't installed it. And again, it comes with, got a lot of parts and pieces from over the years that I've accumulated, and also some tools that I keep back here in this box, back in the back of the Jeep. They're usually for just for tune-ups, timing light, a vacuum tester, etc. So things like that. Frames in great condition. My father-in-law rebuilt it years ago. Turn it off again. My father-in-law stripped it down and repainted the frame years ago. Redid the axles. Brakes work fine. They're a little bit spongy at first, but then once it charges up, it's all good. Sometimes it pushes a little bit to the right, but after you're driving for a little bit, it brakes just fine. Yeah, so I think that's it. It's a lot of fun to drive. It's very torquey, a lot of fun to drive. So anyway, hope you enjoyed.